Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Digital Garage. Today, we are going to be looking at how you can use social media stories to grow your online reach. My name is Anthea, and I'm one of the trainers for Google's free skills training program, Google Digital Garage. Um, I'm not alone today. I also have Na, who is the moderator for today's session, who will be in the chat speaking with you and answering some of the questions that you have. Now, before we get started, just want to give you a bit of housekeeping. This is a very short session, so there's a lot of information going to be coming your way. But what we really love you to do is engage with us as much as possible. So if you want to ask questions or put any comments in, you will need a YouTube account. So just make sure that you are logged into YouTube. And if you don't have an account yet, there's a button within the chat box that will allow you to sign up in just a few moments. So get yourself set up and be ready to go and jump back into the session. If at any time you find that it's difficult to hear me or maybe to see the video, please do hit the refresh button on your screen. For most applications or most computers, you would use an F5, but just use whatever it is that you have available to you, and that predominantly solves most of the problems. So let us know, where are you tuning in from? What are you doing? And of course, what are you hoping to get out of today's session? So let's jump in and have a look at how we've broken this session down today. Now, we're going to be looking at how you can actually use stories to help you in your business, and then just look at how you can create a story in just a few simple steps. So let us know in the chat, are you currently using stories for your business? What's the reason that you're thinking about, actually starting to use stories? And what kind of content are you trying to use? So remember, Na is in the chat, ready to ask any questions. If there is time at the end of today's session, then we'll answer those, but most of the questions will be asked within the chat. So let's get started, and welcome to Guranga, who's talking about good vibes. Thank you for joining us. And yep, that is the energy that we are going with today, good vibes. So in this first section, we're going to look at how stories can actually help you in your business, and also the benefits of using them as part of your marketing, because anytime you appear on social media, it is a form of marketing. So there needs to be some kind of strategy that sits behind it. Social media stories can be found across a number of different platforms, and the ones that you're probably most familiar with are likely to be Instagram and Facebook. They're essentially classified as short form content, and they expire mostly around 24 hours after you have first submitted it. So you're able to share, multiple snapshots or videos from your day, and even create branded content that appear in kind of like a slideshow format at the top of the app. Now, on the screen here, you can see a few different examples of some of the stories from different businesses. And there are a number of special features that you can use. So again, what are you using stories for? That's a really important question to answer, because what you want to use stories for is going to shape the kind of content that you put up. Now, it could be that in your business, maybe you do dog walking, or maybe you do dog sitting. So you might want to put in content related to those services, or something that people can, respond to, finding your new best friend. There's special features in there. Maybe you're looking for a mechanic. It's got contact details there. You can also use things like polls or tagging, or you can also ask questions. And of course, there's a difference you can see on screen between static stories and also animated or video stories. So you can really use it however you want to. So you need to start considering, what do your current audience like in terms of engaging with your content? Do they prefer short form, or do they prefer static content, or do they prefer it when you have video content? So this is really useful to start to understand and gain those insights about your audience, because it will help you when deciding on stories. Now, if you consider that literally 500 million people, according to Facebook, use stories every day. And this is in Facebook, it's in Messenger, it's in Instagram, and also WhatsApp. Now, I know for sure I get forwarded a lot of videos from TikTok, and I don't have a TikTok account. So stories are on social media platforms that are also shared on other platforms too. So that's something also to consider. Now, 70% of Gen Zers and 59% of millennials regularly watch stories on Instagram. And now, if you think that mostly the attention span of people is 8.25 seconds, which is constantly decreasing, stories is becoming an extremely popular way of being able to connect with your audience and deliver short and snappy information to your customers and also your followers. So again, it's really just understanding what the purpose of the story is. It's not just another way to just constantly say buy, buy, buy. You really want to create a narrative using a story. So here are some of the benefits of using social media stories, right? So there are many benefits. So for starters, they're fast paced, right? As I mentioned, you can just be on the fly and you can create something. Maybe you're out and about. You don't need to have specific equipment and all of that kind of thing to be able to create a story. And so what it does is it doesn't have to be high quality, and it's all about authenticity over quality. And a lot of the features allow you to, be serious or also have fun with it. So it builds trust, it builds familiarity, because it allows you to provide a window into the workings of your business so that customers can see that authentic side of your business. It also allows you to encourage interaction. So, a lot of the stories have things like questions, polls, you can gather feedback, you can include links to your website or your store. So this enables your customers to now start interacting with you and actually use that as a very strong call to action. Where are you trying to guide them to? It's relevant because it has a 24-hour window. It's something that's just happened or has happened within the last day. So it always allows you to keep on top and stay relevant. It gives you more visibility. Now, this is limited to people who follow you. So if your content is not coming up in people's feeds, stories will always be present at the top of the application, which allows more eyes of people who follow you to see and engage with your content. And of course, it allows you to drive traffic. So you can put links in there. So you can link people to a blog, to a website, to a store, to, an event platform to buy tickets for your latest event. Whatever it is, you get to drive that traffic. So how do you actually go about creating a story? Now, there are some tips and some things that we can share with you to help you, get a good idea. So this is one of the examples from Drums and Flats. Not sure if you've heard of them, but they are renowned for making, basically chicken. So they use their stories quite a lot and they use them very well. So we can see here that they've tagged some partners. So you have an option. If you are working in collaboration with others, you can tag people. And the benefits of tagging others, usually using the @ symbol, is that they can then repost your story, which then gives you access to their audience. So you can use tags very strategically to increase the reach that you've got. They've also used location. So where are they actually based? Where is this happening? Where is this story taking place? You can pin a location to that, and again, to let people find you more easily. You can add music, so it's something that people find a bit more interesting. You can also use hashtags. So if people are locating content based on a hashtag, and this could be one that you've created, but it could also be one that you are jumping on because you've understood that there's a trend behind it. So again, that helps you to extend your reach and help people that are actually not following you to discover your content. You can see that they've shared a very clear call to action. They're wanting you to go to use the discount, to go and book, right? And they're sharing their deals. 50% off wings on Wednesdays, Monday motivation, get 10% off. Whatever it is that you are doing in your business, this is a really, really good example of how to create a story that gives people an insight into your business, as well as give them an opportunity to engage and interact with you, and also to take the call to action that you're looking for. And so here's another example of a good social media story. So this one is from Soulcap. Now, they generally tend to use reviews, right? So they will have reviews and testimonials that showcase their products. So instead of saying, come and buy from me, buy from me, buy from me, they're saying, well, look, here's what other people are saying about our business. Here are what other customers are talking about. And what that does is it creates that social proof. So it builds trust with potential or existing customers. They're also sharing product information. So it helps to inform customers about the benefits of using their products. And just like we saw with drums and flats, they include a very strong call to action. Go to our store so that people can go and purchase. Because once you've got their attention and once they're in that position of, being warm to your brand or to your business, to your product, to your service, that is the perfect time for them to follow through, take that action for you to get that conversion. So, what's some of the best practice things that you can do when you think about the stories that you've got? Again, what I said in the beginning is, why do you even want to use stories? Every story that you create has to have a purpose. It could be a sale, it could be an event, it could be that you just want to entertain your audience. But whatever it is, it needs to have a a purpose. And remember that when you are creating content, it doesn't always have to be your own. You're able to repost other people's content to your stories. So if you want to be consistent in using stories, but don't always have enough content, just start to think about other complementary accounts that you can repost their content, which is in line with your business and also speaks of a similar message. But the call to action definitely needs to be to follow you, to buy from you, or to do something regard to your business. You don't want to be sharing stories to promote others, unless that's your intention. Next is to ensure that you're being engaging. So use interactive things like polls or tags, location, or even music, if that's what your audience like. Remember, this is about you understanding your audience, what they like, and showing stories that help them get to understand, know, like, and trust you better. So using hashtags is great because that's not limited to people who only follow you and allows you to reach a very wide audience and hopefully people who are interested in whatever it is that you are offering. Whatever you do, be authentic. People do not like fake accounts, fake people, fake news. So be real. Use footage of things that you're actually doing. You can also use stock images occasionally, but make sure you're not misrepresenting your product. If you're selling something, make sure that that's visible. Let people see exactly what it is that you have. And that you're also using the correct licensing and permissions, if applicable, especially if you're using other people's content. And then lastly, you want to be consistent with your branding and also your visuals so that when someone sees it, they immediately know it's you. This relates to essentially your brand voice. What language are you using? What visuals are you using? What music are you using? What call to action are you using that helps people to relate those things specifically to your brand? And again, if you saw barbecue chicken with sprinkles of something at the end, you would probably think drums and flats because they've created content in a way that makes people think, aha, I know exactly who that is. So building this kind of brand familiarity will help your customers remember you next time that they need something that you're offering, and also tell others about it too. So now we've gone through this whistle-stop tour of using social media stories. So what content are you going to share in your social media story? So let us know in the chat, whatever you're currently using social media for, how you're intending to use it, and maybe even just think about one thing that you're now going to use social media for after attending this session today. So whatever you want to use social media for, we hope that this has given you a good insight. So please do let us know if you have any feedback about today's session and the information that we've shared. We also have a number of other webinars related to social media, writing for social media strategy, and a variety of other webinars as well. So please do visit our website and book onto any other sessions. Again, remember, they are free. And if you happen to be a small business or work for a UK charity, we also have one-to-one mentoring available. So this will allow you to speak with a Google Digital Coach and we can talk with you through what your potential strategy might be. So again, thank you for joining us today. Thanks for chatting with us, interacting with us, and good luck in your social media stories. Take care. Bye-bye.